Hello, listeners. Welcome back to Books Central Inside the Pages, your go-to podcast for everything related to books, authors, and the writing world. I'm your host, Abby, and today we're diving into a topic that's incredibly relevant for both established and aspiring authors: automation. Now, automation isn't just about saving time, it's about enhancing creativity, improving marketing efforts, and, ultimately, making the author's life easier. To help us explore this fascinating subject, we've invited a special guest, Malcolm Davies. Malcolm is an expert in digital automation and has worked with authors and publishers to streamline their writing and marketing processes using cutting-edge tools. Malcolm, welcome to the show. We're excited to have you here.
Thank you, Abby. It's great to be here. I've been looking forward to this conversation because automation can truly revolutionize how authors work, and I think many writers out there are unaware of just how much these tools can do for them.
I completely agree. Before we jump into the details, I think it would be useful for our listeners to know a bit more about your background. How did you get started with automation, and what drew you to the world of writing and publishing?
Well, my journey began in the realm of digital marketing. I was working with various industries, helping companies automate their outreach, content creation, and customer engagement. As I became more involved with creative professionals, I saw a huge opportunity for automation to help writers and publishers. Writing is such a deeply personal and creative process, but there are many aspects like editing, marketing, and administration that can be incredibly time-consuming. I wanted to explore how automation could take some of that load off authors' shoulders, allowing them to focus more on their craft. Over the years, I've worked with indie authors, traditional publishers, and everyone in between to integrate these tools into their workflows, and the results have been transformative.
Let's start with the writing process itself, because I think that's the area where many of our listeners will be most intrigued. Writing a book is no easy task, and often the hardest part is staying organized and productive, not to mention battling writer's block. How can automation actually assist with the creative side of writing? Aren't these tools mostly for administrative tasks?
That's a common misconception, Abby. People often think of automation as something that only helps with the boring stuff like scheduling or bookkeeping, but there are a number of tools that directly enhance creativity and the writing process itself. One of the biggest advances we've seen is the rise of AI-powered writing assistants. Now, these aren't just glorified spell checkers, they're sophisticated systems that can help you brainstorm ideas, structure your plot, or even develop your characters. Take a tool like Scrivener, for example. It's designed to help authors organize complex projects, whether you're working on a series, a multi-perspective novel, or even a non-fiction book. It allows you to break your manuscript down into manageable sections, and you can easily move scenes around or create outlines. The automation here is subtle, but it's incredibly powerful in helping writers stay organized, which, as you know, is half the battle.
So Scrivener is more of an organizational tool? Does it help with the actual writing process in terms of drafting and editing?
Yes, it's primarily an organizational tool, but it does have features that support the writing and editing process. One of the benefits is that it helps you keep track of research, notes, and character sheets all in one place. When you're working on a 100,000-word novel, it's easy to lose track of a minor detail about a character's backstory. Scrivener helps prevent that. But beyond organization, there are also tools like Grammarly and ProWriting Aid that are more focused on the content itself. Grammarly, for instance, doesn't just correct your grammar. It's evolved into a smart writing assistant that can analyze tone, suggest more concise wording, and even check for consistency and style. And that's where automation plays a key role. It's like having an editor alongside you as you write. Instead of waiting until you've finished your draft to start polishing, you can improve your manuscript in real time.
I've heard about Grammarly and similar tools, but I didn't realize they had advanced so much. Are there other tools that assist during the actual writing phase?
Definitely. One tool that's gaining popularity is AI-driven idea generators. These tools can help you overcome writer's block by suggesting plot twists, dialogue options, or even character motivations. If you're stuck on where to take a scene, you can input your current situation into an AI assistant, and it will offer multiple directions you could go in. It's not about the AI doing the writing for you, but it helps you explore creative possibilities you might not have thought of otherwise. There's also dictation software like Dragon Dictation, which is an absolute game changer for authors who find it easier to talk out their ideas rather than type them. You can speak your thoughts aloud, and the software will transcribe them into text. It's a faster way to get a first draft down and can often bypass that critical inner voice that slows us down when we're writing.
That must be so helpful for authors who struggle to sit at a desk for long periods or who just need a break from typing.
Absolutely. It's a more natural way of writing for some authors. Imagine going for a walk, talking through a scene, and coming back with a few thousand words ready to edit. And that's the beauty of automation, whether it's helping you structure your ideas, offering suggestions to overcome writer's block, or transcribing your thoughts. It allows the creative process to flow without getting bogged down by the mechanics of writing.
Alright, so once an author has finished writing, the next big hurdle is marketing the book. For many writers, this is the part they dread the most. Marketing can feel overwhelming. There are so many platforms to manage, ads to create, and audiences to engage. How can automation help with the marketing side of being an author?
You're absolutely right, Abby. Marketing is often the area that authors struggle with the most. It can be time-consuming, and it takes a completely different skill set from writing. The good news is that automation can make marketing much more manageable, especially when it comes to social media and email marketing. For example, social media management tools like Hootsuite, Buffer, or Later allow you to schedule your posts in advance. Many authors feel the pressure to be constantly posting on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook to keep their readers engaged. With automation tools, you can batch create your content, schedule it to go live at the optimal times, and then focus on other tasks. The platforms take care of rolling out your content day after day, so you don't have to think about it every single morning.
That must be such a relief, especially for indie authors who don't have a dedicated marketing team.
Exactly. And it's not just about scheduling posts. These tools can also help with audience engagement. Some platforms allow you to set up automated replies for frequently asked questions, or even create personalized responses based on how readers interact with your content. You don't lose that personal touch, but you gain back some of your time. Automation is also incredibly valuable in email marketing. Platforms like MailChimp or ConvertKit offer robust automation features that let you set up entire email campaigns ahead of time. Say you're launching a new book, you can create a series of emails that get automatically sent to your mailing list over the course of a few weeks, building excitement and reminding people to pre-order or purchase.
That sounds like a huge time saver. Can authors customize these automated emails to fit different segments of their audience?
Absolutely. One of the most powerful aspects of email automation is segmentation. For instance, you can set up different email sequences for people who have bought your previous books versus those who are new subscribers. If someone signs up to your mailing list after reading your first book, you can automatically send them a follow-up email recommending the second book in the series, along with exclusive bonus content, or even a discount. This kind of targeted marketing is not only more effective, but it's also completely automated. Once you set it up, the system runs by itself, sending personalized emails to your readers without you having to manually follow up with each individual.
That's such a clever way to keep readers engaged without the constant pressure of having to manage every step of the process manually. How does automation work with paid advertising, like Facebook or Amazon ads?
Great question. Paid ads can be tricky to manage, especially when you're trying to figure out what works and what doesn't. Many platforms, including Amazon and Facebook, offer automated ad management. For example, with Amazon advertising, you can set up campaigns that automatically optimize based on performance. The system will adjust bids for you, making sure your ads are seen by the right readers at the right time, without you having to constantly tweak the settings. Facebook offers similar automation for ads through its machine learning algorithms. It can automatically optimize which ads are shown to which audiences, based on who is most likely to click or engage. All of this means that once you've set up your campaigns, the platform's algorithms take over, constantly refining your ads for better performance without you needing to monitor them every day.
Let's get into the nuts and bolts now. You've already mentioned some great tools like Scrivener, MailChimp, and Hootsuite. But what other automation tools should authors have on their radar? What are the must-haves for someone who wants to make the most of automation?
That's a great point. There are so many tools out there, but I'll highlight a few more that I think are essential for authors. For project management, tools like Trello or Asana are incredibly helpful. These platforms allow you to create task boards and timelines for your projects. You can set up a board for your book, breaking down tasks into smaller steps, such as complete outline, first draft, or edit chapter 3. The great thing is, you can automate deadlines and reminders so that you always know what stage of the process you should be focusing on without needing to remember everything. For authors looking to track sales and royalties, tools like Book Report or Covert-Ops are invaluable. These platforms pull sales data from multiple sources like Amazon, Kobo, and Apple Books and present it in one dashboard. Instead of manually checking each platform to see how your book is performing, these tools consolidate the information and can even generate automatic reports. Covert-Ops, in particular, is great for keyword research, which helps with discoverability on Amazon. By automating this process, you ensure that your book is always optimized for the most effective search terms.
That's incredibly useful, especially for indie authors managing their own book sales. Are there any tools specifically for generating leads or managing customer relationships?
Yes, and this is where automation can really help authors who are building their brand. Tools like Zapier, for instance, can connect different apps and automate workflows. Let's say someone signs up for your newsletter on your website. You can set up an automation with Zapier that automatically adds that person to your MailChimp list, sends them a welcome email, and then tracks their engagement over time. For managing customer relationships, tools like HubSpot or Zoho CRM can help you keep track of your interactions with readers, whether it's through email, social media, or other channels. You can set up automated reminders to follow up with readers who have engaged with your content, and the CRM system will keep everything organized so that nothing slips through the cracks.
Looking forward, where do you see automation going in the next few years for authors? Are there any new developments we should be excited about?
The future of automation for authors is incredibly exciting. We're already seeing more integrated systems, where writing, marketing, and sales platforms are combining to offer all-in-one solutions. For instance, we're likely to see more AI-driven marketing tools that can predict reader behavior and suggest optimal times for book releases or ad campaigns. Imagine having an AI assistant that tells you, this is the best time to launch your next book because your audience is most active. We're also seeing the rise of AI editors that go beyond just grammar and style. These tools will be able to analyze your manuscript for thematic consistency, character development, and pacing. They'll be able to give deep creative feedback, similar to what you'd get from a developmental editor, but in real time.
Wow, that's like having a personal assistant for every part of the process: writing, editing, marketing, everything.
Exactly. And then there's voice and multimedia integration. We're moving towards a future where authors could create interactive stories that blend traditional text with audio, video, and even augmented reality. Automation will help streamline the creation of these new storytelling experiences, making them accessible to authors who might not have the technical skills to build them on their own.
This has been such a fascinating conversation, Malcolm. I think our listeners will walk away with a lot of valuable insights into how automation can help them not only write more efficiently but also market and manage their books more effectively.
Thanks, Abby. It's been a pleasure discussing this with you. I hope more authors embrace automation because it really can make a world of difference in their careers.
To our listeners, thank you so much for joining us for this episode of Books Central Inside the Pages. If you're curious about any of the tools we discussed today, be sure to check them out. Don't forget to like and subscribe. As always, keep writing, keep reading, and we'll see you next time.